I'd like to show you in this film how to defend yourself against a knife. Many attacks happen with the knife, and I'd like to show as many variations and actions in this film to help you defend yourself against the knife. It's best to begin training with the knife in contact with the body. The reason you need this is to teach your body to defend itself without the use of arms and legs. When you're studying how to work with the body begins to relax. If you're using your arms and legs or moving the whole body when you defend yourself, in that type of movements, it's very hard to find comfort, relaxation, and calm condition. So your first drill would be as follows. The opponent comes up to you and puts the knife against your body and begins to push you with the blade. And the pressure of the blade makes your body move. You don't move yourself, you wait for the pressure to come on. When you take the knife and push your opponent, make him move just by way of your pressure. This way, originally, from the very beginning, the body begins to move and the body observes what it does with contact with the knife. As soon as you got the feel for this movement, then you proceed and stay against the wall, and then you see if there's a degree of freedom in your body and see how you can move yourself away in this condition. So before, when you practiced not against the wall, you saw how that part of the body that made contact with the knife, that was the part that moved away. Now you're learning to free up an adjacent part of the body and move that instead. So for example, the pressure comes to this area, you're moving away, and because you're moving these muscles, they begin to tense up. And if the muscles are tense, they're very easy to cut. So for this reason, you're moving the opposite shoulder forward instead, so that you keep the muscles relaxed where the pressure comes. It becomes easier to move away. So what I am telling you now, when you are able to move away, you move the part of the body away from the blade. But if you are against the wall and not able to move, he cannot move away now because there's a wall behind him. So then he learns to twist the other shoulder forward, so he frees up these muscles, and if they are going to be cut, it's not going to be a heavy cut. So one more time, if you are able to move your body away, move it away. So you begin with that. You watch and see how your body moves away when the pressure comes. And then it becomes easier and easier for you to do it. And now you're not afraid of contact as it is. You begin to move your body. If you work with a real knife, a bayonet for example, what's good about this particular one, it's not too sharp, but on the other hand, it is a real blade and you can even kill with it. And when the partner begins to push you with the blade, you feel it much quicker. A real blade makes you move much more effectively. I do not recommend that you constantly train with that. This is more for people who have had background and experience in special units or special professions, for example. They do have to practice with real weapons. So when you work like this with your partner, he reacts a lot more realistically as compared to a wooden blade. Our body senses metal a lot quicker than wood. The body has this memory historically from the times when people fought a lot with blades and swords, and that's why it reacts instinctively to the metal contact. And the body begins to move correctly right away. So this is just an option for later on in your training. So back to where you were, moving your body against the training knife. You should try it from all positions. From the back, and you have two variations here. And the first option is just moving the whole body away from the pressure of the knife. or you move parts of the body away from it. And different people react in different ways depending on their psychological condition and personality. Sometimes the reaction is very quick, and when the person pokes you, you explode immediately. And it's good to be aware of what your reaction is. So you just move away upon contact. And if the body is relaxed, not tense, there's a good chance to move away. But as soon as the body tenses up with fear, the knife penetrates it. So again, your goal is just to learn to move your body away. Watch closely. I'm always trying to free up my body. The body has to be soft. The body has to be able to defend itself so that there is no fear in the body and that it would move freely without the use of arms. So just learning how to move in the beginning. This can be staying up from the side, from the back.
If you squat down a little bit, or when you're on the floor, when the person starts to touch you, and again you start to escape and see what you can do in that position. So just see what you can do with your own body. It means when he presses and you start to escape, or using again your chest here, and a little bit later you will see you can work with hands, with the leg, and stuff like that. So it's lots of different possibilities how to work against a knife, but just using your body, nothing more.
Once you've tried the 3 different positions, you now move to the drills with light contact with the blade. You are anticipating his movement and try to prevent him touching your body. So the contact with the blade is very light. So in the first set of drills, you were just observing your body and to see how it reacts. Now you're watching your partner's movements, because there is no original fear in your body anymore.
And it can be from back to.
While you're practicing all this, it's very important to remember that the body has to remain straight. It should not be bent or curved in any way.
Because after that, if the body is straight, it's very easy to turn yourself. Because if the guy starts to push you and you bend a little bit, some muscles start to be tense, and that's why people start to work with arms, with legs, because they compensate their fear, their tension through your arms and legs. The body is straight, you just turn yourself, and then after that you can already hit him and work against him much easier than before. And of course you should remember, breathing should be nice and soft.
Here's an important consideration when you're practicing the stabs from the back. Our back is very sensitive, and you can develop this sensitivity further. I can tell you with full confidence that if your body is relaxed, you will sense very light pressure from the back. You begin to feel your partner before he makes contact with you. And then you turn and face him. And you close your eyes and see how you can sense his movements now. Sensitivity comes with practice, and the fear goes away. Next good drill is learning how to receive the knife onto your body.
So when the person starts to touch you, when you start to escape, he needs to follow you and stab you even more.
So you're practicing these multiple stabs or pokes, and you're learning how to move your body away very quickly. You'll see that you can change the trajectory of the body very quickly. Why do you need this? You're learning how to work with the flat of the blade. You're sensing the poke, and you're turning your body to push against the flat of the blade. He pokes you again, and you put it onto your body again. And then you later progress and just move with the knife altogether. Next type of work that I'd like to show is similar, but you actually begin to move against the knife. So when the poke comes at you, before you just moved away, as we've practiced before. Now you're trying to do two movements. As you're moving away, you're also removing the knife. Why do you need this? Sometimes you're just not able to use your arms if somebody is holding you by the arms, or you have to hold somebody or something in your arms. So in this case, you're just learning how to defend yourself using your stomach. Or if the knife is at your neck, you move in such a way to remove the blade from you and redirect it to your opponent. Watch closely. You inhale, move your face away, and reposition the knife onto the other shoulder. As your body is soft now, you move the knife towards your partner, and then all you have to do is straighten your chest out, and the knife will move into your partner. So this is just one example of how to defend yourself from a knife using the body only. You can do a similar thing with your stomach. We will go over these techniques in more detail later on. For now, you're just redirecting the knife and putting it into a position totally uncomfortable for your partner. In the next stage, you're adding the work of the arm to your body work. You're learning how to use one arm only now. So the initial movement is still going on in the body, and then you're adding the arm to it. You can work with the wrist, and then move on to the arm. Or you can work with the arm directly and control his body that way. But in the initial stage, just add the one arm to your body move. Keep moving away. Fix his arm against your body. And first move the lower part of your body towards the knife. This way you avoid the cut. See, I've moved the leg away, and this way there's no cut happening. If I remain straight, there's a good chance the blade will go into my body. So I literally have to squat and approach him from the bottom up. And then it becomes really easy for me to work. Same thing from the other hand as well. Move away, fix it, and disarm. In the next drill, you proceed to working with both hands. But again, the first initial contact happened to the body. The body reacts first, then you add the two arms to it. You move away. One arm fixes his hand, and the other hand helps in opening up the partner's body for the partner's hand completely. And then it becomes really easy to work against him using the other hand. The same thing from the back. You move away and then control him. So you do it using the one hand or both hands. No difference from the back or from the front. Many people ask about specific techniques. This is where the specific techniques come from. You can create a technique that way. As you can see, we can create any techniques, any sequence of movements, and techniques themselves are not so important. If the body is relaxed, there's no problem following any technique, and you're creating techniques as they're required in this situation. There's no techniques that you have to pre-memorize. That's why there's so many techniques and variations, and they're so easy to perform anytime. No matter how the attacker strikes you, you can react at any speed. When the body is relaxed, there's no fear in it. I'm not telling you not to be afraid of the knife. You should respect the knife, respect the opponent. He may have certain ideas in his mind, but always be ready to react. No matter what you do, you are reacting to the situation. Once you've practiced working with the two hands, body first and then the two hands, then you proceed with the slashing movements. So when the partner begins to slash, so first learn to move the whole body away, not sticking out any body parts. First move away with the body. When you begin, do not rush, not to scare yourself. You automatically observe your partner and see what position he is in, what he can do and what you can do here. And then you add the one arm to it and assist yourself. So either use the left hand or the right hand, but just use one hand for now. And then you add the second hand into the picture and see where you can control the opponent further. And you observe and see if you're just controlling the knife.
So it means you study how to, like the person start to slash you again. And what you do, you study how to work with blade.
You're learning how to really work with the blade. And your goal is to prevent cuts in this drill. Just as a practice of this movement. Or you control his body. So then you can ignore the knife and you move right away into his body. The reason you need this is not to get stuck on the knife, not to be afraid of it. And then you connect the two earlier drills. You connect his hand and his body. And then the specific technique shows up. This work is against his arm. And here's work against his body. You bypass the knife and go into the body right away. The person strikes and you respond. You attack the body right away. Any movement can be broken down into components. People often ask how these defenses would look as specific techniques. When we work against the knife, each time the partner strikes you in a slightly different way. And that's why I don't think it's correct to reduce it to specific techniques. But this is what people would like to see, so I will go ahead and demonstrate. These are examples of things you can do. For example, if the strike comes from the top, if you're looking at it from the movement point of view, you're just moving away from the line of attack. But people often ask what you would do if you froze. When tension comes into the body, the arm instinctively comes up. The body instinctively throws the hands forward, defending itself, and this is really where stances come from. When the person is afraid, he right away assumes a certain stance. So if tension did go into your body, this is what you can do to continue. So the movement comes at you, you meet it, and there is a chance you'll be cut in this position. So when the strike comes from the top, you catch it this way, and it may cut you. This is what you can do. When the knife begins to lower down, you move your hand gently to the side. You bring it down until the point when the blade contacts you with the flat part. Or you raise your elbow to contact the flat of the blade with the whole arm, and you speed up the process. Once you meet the knife, rotate your arm around his and remove the knife. You rotate your hand around his, and if he holds the knife tightly, it's going to be easy to bring him down because he's holding on to the knife. Move the knife, rotate it around, and remove it with the other hand. There's always a danger of a cut here, but when you work with clothing on, the chances of being cut are reduced. If you have an opportunity to catch the hand, as you catch it, try to raise it up, and this is what happens next. Once you grabbed it, you add the other hand into it, lock your two hands, and if the person is very strong...
But with the second hand, it will be no problem to put a person down. When the person starts to stab you, you can meet him with your right hand. You can, of course, do with left hand, but it's quite awkward to grab him and put him down. It's easy to work with right hand. Raise it a little bit just to make him more lighter. Then you put your hand in this position, grab your own hand, and put the person down. So that's another technique. So it means if the person go and you put him down, no, faster or like that, it will be this way. So next variation of the movement. When the person again start to stab you from the top, you start to escape, and this way you can work against his elbow. So you meet him like that. You can work against his elbows. You can rotate elbow. You can, like a hit here, hit there. So it's quite easy to take away the knife, just or hitting his elbow or muscles here. So it means when you escape, you can do this kind of work, and it will be no problem for you to take away the knife. From this side, it will be like that. The person starts to grab it, you escape, and you put the guy down just using this movement. Now I want to show slowly. So you meet him with this hand and kind of like just rotate your hand here, but at the same time escape just in case from the line of the attack. Escape. And here you can work here, you can hit him there, you can rotate him to put him down. It's up to you how to work. It's lots of variation. Again, when you study movement, for you it's no problem to do any kind of work, because the idea to escape from the line of the attack, and then do whatever you want.
Next techniques I'd like to demonstrate. If the strike comes to your stomach, the stab can be straight and you're moving away, or it could be with the backhand. So first thing you practice is moving away from the line of attack, and then you practice and see if you can just defend yourself with the hand. And then you do contact with the hand and movement at the same time. And you have a few variations here. If you're fairly relaxed, you can strike his hand this way. There are 2 points on the hand. If you strike there, the hand automatically opens up. So you strike. If it's not enough to release the knife, you can add the kick. Either from this foot, or from the knee, or even striking with the other hand, and you're just learning how to hit. So if the movement comes at you quickly, you're learning how to hit quickly as well. But that again is when you have no fear in your body. Because if there is fear in your body, it will not allow you to move freely. You'll be stuck. And if the opponent is quick, if you are stuck, he will cut you. He has a very good chance of cutting you. I recommend that you study the movements more rather than the techniques, because this will allow you to move freely in response to any attack. When you've learned how to remove the attack from one hand and then from the other, then you learn how to catch his arm in a hold. This is what happens here. Watch closely. You move away in such a manner that your forearm rotates. It becomes much easier to grab his elbow that way. And then to reinforce your own hand, you grab it with the other hand. If the person is really strong, it's very hard to bring him down. He doesn't want to let go of the knife. So you rotate your own forearm towards you, and then his elbow comes to your body, and you move your own shoulder towards his shoulder. Make sure it's not going to the side, but directly towards him. And then it becomes really easy to put him down. One more time.
When the person starts to stab you, step to the side, bring your arm like that, grab his own hand, grab your own hand, bring his elbow towards your chest, and at the same time bring your shoulder towards his shoulder. This way it will be quite easy to put the person down. Then you control the arm, press on the elbow just to relax him and relax his arm, and after that take away the knife, and then knife is yours, and you can do work after that like you want. So if you go faster, so it will be like that. It's just problem with knife. When you go faster, if you will pay attention on that, but look at that. If you go faster, the knife, if you go like that, knife can come to his face or throat or body. So be careful, because when you do this variation like that, knife can move towards him. So it's better to work with wood knife or rubber knife in this case if you're not sure how to work against a knife and not sure what to do with this. So next work, when the person starts to stab you, when you escape, you can work against his elbows quite simply here. Again, watch that, you escape, and at the same time you start to apply kind of work is like that. It means your hand you put here and your elbow right across his elbow. And this way, when you press, it's like a movement comes together. It's quite hard movement, but it's, when you work with one hand, it's very good to know this movement. So you rotate him, hoop, and then it's easy to work against a guy, to put him down or to give him lots of pain towards the elbow, and after that it's hard to work against him. So it's like that. So again, you step to the side. Just in case, again, if you're not sure to work with hand, you step to the side. And meanwhile, your arm will be here. And then you just do the kind of like a snap movement. And after that, for sure, his hand will open. If the guy is strong or you miss it, you grab him here, turn him, and put him down. Again, see this elbow? You can work right away here, like that, to open wrist, take away the knife, knife is yours. And it will be much easier to work against the guy. So, like that, put the person down, rotate him. After that, it's quite easy. Just we study how to work against the knife, not how to finish the guy. So that way. Faster it will be like that. I'll go very kind of not so sharp, otherwise we can destroy the elbow. But like that. So it's quite simple. So next variation of the work, when you work against a knife, you can also come closer to him. Remember when we studied not just how to work against a knife, I also come close to the person when we study the movement. Look at what you can do here. When the knife comes to you, you make a step and you come to him and you put him down using this movement. So it means you control the knife here. You can take away the knife or hit him, whatever. But it's quite easy to take away the knife slowly. Again, you step to the side, and at the same time, you kind of like come to here as close as possible. One arm control hand here, the other arm control his body here, and at the same time, you step here and put him down, just using your leg. So escape and put the person down this way. Faster it will be like that. Yeah. But sometimes people don't step with the same leg. They kind of like they stab you, but with one leg here. That way. No, kind of like they're afraid and just make a movement. Yeah, that way. So this way, if you want to again go forward, you work against that leg. So it means you study how to hit the leg who is right in front of you. One movement, you hit here, and you come to him, and then again you work against elbow. because you know if you control the knife here, to open this wrist, the person holds very tight, very tight. When I start to touch here, automatically fingers start to open, and then it's easy to take them out. So again, control, to hit, bring the arm like that, touch him here, put the person down, and then work with him as necessary. And put the person down. So also it's good to know when the person starts to stab you with this technique, how to, like move from one hand to another, his arm. So it means sometimes you cannot go over his hand because it's quite a long movement and your arm is already here. What you can do, you pass this arm towards my arm and then do movement what we did before. So it means it will be like that. One movement, the second, put the person down, again work against his elbows if necessary. If person kind of like in this position, he wants to get up, stretch him a little bit, he will go down, and then you control him if you like do this kind of work. One movement, the second, and you can go bring your arm around his arm and put him down. So then also, if you like a good kind of with leg, or you want to use your legs, you can do this technique. So it means sometimes you have to know how to work with one arm and one leg. So movement goes that way, hitting here to press, to put the person down, grab the knife, knife is yours, and you're the king of the ring. Again, when your body relaxes, when you know how to work, it doesn't matter what kind of technique you can do, because for you it's no problem to do anything. You can even to hit the arm if you're good enough. I'll show us different variations how to hit. But look at that. You can hit here, you can hit here, you can hit here. It's up to you how you will work. So it means when the person starts attack you, go that way, like that. So variation can be a lot and different. Look again, one movement, the second, the third, go here, there, like that. So it's up to you how you will work, as long if your body relax and not tense. Right? Next, you can work like that. So it means you can hit with this arm and hit with hand here, like that. So just escape, bam. So if you're good enough how to hit and you're right to hit, you can hit again, arm, hit forearm here to the pressure point, hit right away, body here. So it means you're good to hit, you're ready to hit everywhere. So one movement, the second, the third. That means if your body relaxes, you can do lots of different possibilities. Next variations will be like that. If the person grab knife in this position and he wants to stab you to the stomach here. If your arm is here, what you can do here, avoid the arm like that and bring him down just using this movement. I will explain you step by step. So the person starts to stab you. What you need to just meet him with his hand and bring his arm towards your hand. This way you have a chance to grab him. Again, moment comes, grab him. Now this arm will be free. And again, when you relax, if you can hit hard, you do this movement. One movement, then hit him here, rotate him, put him on the floor, step on the arm, hit the knife. Knife will be yours, and then you can do whatever you want. One more time from this side, I want to show. One movement, then you hit him here, to put the person down, rotate him, step, hit, knife is yours, he's happy, he finished his job, and that's it. One more time. When the person starts to stab you here, escape, you can hit him here to help him to go down, rotate him, to bring the arm here, step on his muscles here. When you step muscles, the arms start to be more relaxed. It's easy to take away the knife, and then after that, knife is yours, for example. It's very important also, remember here, when your body is relaxed, it's very easy for you to feel the guy in front of you. And if he will give you an extra movement, kind of like some weird movement or stuff like that, you'll be quite okay to work against any kind of movement, because you know you can work here, you can work on the body right away. It means for you, it doesn't matter how it will be. So also, if you study how to work against the blade and you see the knife comes towards you like that, look what you can do. You go that way. So you study how to rip around your arm, around his own arm. Watch it again. I meet him, and right away, kind of remember, like from the top, I bring also my forearm towards the blade, and then watch that, guys. I start to turn like that, not that way, no, not this way. I bring the baby finger towards his arms. This way, I will escape, and it will be right. From this side, it will be like that. Also, if the person starts to stab you that way, so it means when you stay like that and you see the guy come to you and stab you exactly like that. Usually, when you see this movement, normal reaction will be kind of like to arch your body, and at the same time protect yourself with this elbow. After that, what you should do, here, you just rotate your arm around his arm, or move with him, or just take away the knife by moving your arm towards the wrist. So it means will be like that. Like that. Sometimes the person is strong, right? What you can do here, you just put him down, you press towards the forearm here, and then the person will go down automatically. Also, what you can do, you can hit him. So if you're strong enough, you can hit him like that. So it's lots of variations what you can do against a knife, and how you can work against a knife using this movement. Next work, when you also work against a knife, it's good to know how to work in a contact. So it means when the person starts to put knife towards your throat here, and you have to know what kind of variation you can do if you find yourself in this position. Like you start to turn your body towards the knife, and at the same time bring the arm here. So it means the whole movement will be in the beginning like. Now I will show step by step. So when the person holds the knife, what you do, both you should come. You're turning and your hand should be here at the same time. And you don't work against his forearm. You work against the wrist. Very important. So because if you start work here, he has a chance to slash you here or stab you. What you do, you bring your arm right here. Then it will be hard for him to work. Then what you do, you start to move yourself towards him. You can grab his clothes, here, hair. It's up to you. And then bring him down. Or if you're soft enough, you can bring your arm right here. If you're soft enough, your arm will be right here. Right here. And then after that, of course, it's easy to put him down. You can also help yourself if the person is strong, kind of like he doesn't want to go down. You can help yourself with the leg to hit him. Next moment. When the person also hold the knife here, what you can help yourself with the hand here. So that means you bring your arm here and kind of or control your face here, or help yourself with shoulder, or just escape with body. So it means why I showed different variations, because lots of people work quite differently. One person is quite good with hand, right? The other person is better to work with chest, is good too. And the other person just will escape like a step to the side, is good too. So it's up to you what you can do. You just the idea of the go against the knife. So again, knife is here. You can escape, and you can bring knife right away towards his body, is like that. If you pay attention to this, so you bring the hand here, and you start to bring your thumb here, thumb. When you turn your arm towards him, and right away move the knife towards the body. Also, what you can do, you can work with this elbow. It means with your elbow. The movement is like that. You go that way, then you kind of like start to bend here, his elbow, and at the same time move this knife towards him. Also, if you want to work with one hand, you can do work like that. So kind of like you start to rotate, because sometimes the person grip is very tight. What you can do, you bring your arm here, like lock him, don't give him a chance to work against you. And then what you need to just rotate his wrist around your shoulder. And automatically arm will be open, and then it's easy to take a knife from him. From this moment it will be like that. So look at that. It's like that. Just if the person tight and look at that. That way. Then you can work like that. You can work here because you can work here because you control his arm already. You can hit him here. You can work with the leg here. So that means when the person is here, tick, I put him down. It's up to you how to work, but if you want to fast, it will be just like that. So if the person kind of hold the knife in this movement, knife here, you inhale, and at the same time bring knife in this position. And again, if you understand movement, it can be lots of variations how to work against the knife and do work as necessary. And it doesn't matter how he will put the knife on me, because it's quite easy for me to put him down because my body is relaxed and I know how to move my body. Breathing should be nice and solid without the tension inside your body.
If you find yourself in this position where the partner holds you by the shoulder and has the knife against your throat, do not be afraid being in this position and do not get tense, because any tension will increase the chances of you being cut. Your comrade behind you is also very tense, and it can cut you that way. This is one of the most difficult situations, but you must try to work in this one as well. So what you should try to do is with your chin, bring his wrist as tightly as you can towards your chest. You fix his hand down and you have about an inch or 2 centimeters away from your throat now. Then you raise your arm and see there's more space now. You grab his wrist to control and move away under his arm and remove the knife. I'd like to show it slowly now. Press his wrist against your chest, raise your arm, come underneath and pull him down. This is another thing you can do in this position. You can move his elbow over to the side. And at the same time press his wrist against you. And then come underneath his arm and try to cut him at the same time. Or just move away completely. Here's a scenario where the knife is at your back. As we've practiced, you move away and catch his elbow. You already know this move, it should be fairly easy to do. You can also strike his hand. If you feel fairly relaxed, you can strike easily that way. You also can rotate and then strike underneath the elbow, right at the nerve endings, to relax his hand. You can also step forward and hit with your foot. As you're stepping away, you raise the foot and strike his hand. And you have the knife now. Or you rotate this way and strike there. I keep emphasizing that when the body is relaxed, you can do endless number of variations.
Next work, what I want to show you, when the person starts to touch you here, and again asking for something. What I can do here, it's good to practice like that. When he feels any movement, he needs to stop me. So it means when I start to move, and right away you go. So this way you check yourself if the person will stab you or not. After that, when you escape, it's quite easy to work against him, because if the movement is real, we will show slowly. When I start to escape, whoop, now it's quite easy to work against his arm here. This movement is real, he will be tense, you can hit here, throat, leg, it's up to you what you can do. But the first movement, you study how to escape, and then work against the knife. So in the situation, it can be different. Knife can stay like that, can go this way, or in the other places, it's up to you. So if knife is like that, you can go like that. If you want to work towards him, it will be this situation. So it means you see the knife kind of like the point up. Oop. Bring him close to you and then put him down, like that. If the knife look down a little bit, so it's easy to go that way. If knife in the middle, kind of like just you don't know where to work, no, it's up to you how you can work against the guy. It will be your decision. Or body will tell you what to do, because if you relax, it's quite easy to work against any people. It doesn't matter what you do.
Sometimes the knife is hidden away. It becomes more difficult. If you're used to working against the knife, you don't see it clearly. So, and this is where the skill of working against the whole person comes in. So in that case, you attack the whole person. You can show the specific technique against this. So when the strike comes at you, you try to grab his elbow. If you're trying to catch the wrist, you can miss and get a cut. So you're learning to grab the elbow right away. It's difficult to show a specific technique in this movement. I'd like to show you a few demonstrations connecting the techniques and the movements. You can move away softly, but at the same time do specific things in response to stabs. So for the most effective defense, there are no pre-memorized movements, just the guidelines that you've used and the principles. There's no specific stances to assume, just a natural straight position of the body. You maintain a complete and full breathing and adjust your breathing to the speed of your work. So you would not give up in any situation, even the one that looks really bad.
You will now see instructional demonstrations from Vladimir Vasilyev's knife disarming seminars. These demonstrations have been specifically selected to illustrate the concepts presented earlier in this film. You can now observe the techniques and movements from various angles and with different partners.
So what if possibilities, because you have to know how to work ideas. And я ступил. It was accident. Try to work a little bit.
Sistema Headquarters presents to you this award-winning extensive instructional film collection.